Aloha! I am Junichiro Yelagos Tsutsumi, Professor Emeritus at the University of the Ryukyus. It's my great honor to have this opportunity to talk about new energy plan of Okinawa. Please enjoy my presentation. We built the energy initiatives last March. However, the previous Prime Minister Suga changed the goal last April. That's why we have to rebuild the energy initiatives again this year. The target year of energy initiatives is 2030, but the final goal is more important. That is carbon neutrality in 2050. Therefore, the title of the presentation is here, Okinawa Energy Initiatives for Carbon Neutrality in 2050. Humankind had drastic change of energy in the long history. Before the modernization, humankind used firewood, charcoal, and bio-oil for lighting, heating, and cooking. The Industrial Revolution changed energy drastically. Coal was used for mechanical power in 19th century. Then, oil and natural gas were used practically. After the World War II, nuclear energy was used as the resource of electric energy. However, climate change by carbon dioxide was found in the end of 20th century. Renewable energy had to be considered again, but not the same level as pre-modern age. One of the most important factors to think about energy plan is carbon dioxide emission. The characteristics of carbon dioxide emission in Okinawa are energy consumption in buildings. The total carbon dioxide emission of residential and business use buildings is above 45%. That is mainly electric energy consumption. Carbon dioxide from electric energy is calculated as the primary energy, which means carbon dioxide comes from the resources of electricity, and the main resources of electricity is coal in Okinawa. Transportation is also considerable volume of carbon dioxide that comes from mainly gasoline. These are the characteristics of carbon dioxide emission in Okinawa, while the industrial sector is largest in whole Japan. When the previous Energy Vision 2010 was built, the target year was 2020, and the carbon neutrality was not so serious at that time. Main theme was reduction of dependency on oil at the same level as whole Japan. Renewable energy was called new energy at that time, and the target of new energy was 4%, and the target of local energy resources was 1.5% in 2020. Actually, these targets were already achieved. They are 7.7% and 2.4% in 2020. Energy Initiatives 2020 is more positive for carbon dioxide emission. The target values are raised to 17.6% and 4.7% in 2030. And most important thing is carbon neutrality in 2050. The basic policies and technical principles of Energy Initiatives 2020 are shown here. Basic policies S plus 3 E's are nationwide image of energy by Agency for Natural Resources and Energy Japan. Technical principles are these three: low carbon, decentralization, and local resources. These are the important factors to achieve these targets. Renewable energy ratio is 17.6 and local resources ratio is 4.7%. The reduction of carbon dioxide emission in 2030, that is minus 26%, is not a target, but the result of the energy initiatives. The Energy Initiatives 2020 consists of S plus 3 E's, and 3 principles are included in this image. This image includes individual technologies too, and energy-saving technologies are included here. Some technologies like solar, wind, biomass, and recycling energy are very popular, and the imported biomass, local natural gas, MGZ, are at the entrance of practical stage. Energy saving is also a very important factor to achieve the targets. It doesn't mean inconvenient lifestyle, but choose better product, that is so-called cool choice. Expected technologies for the Energy Initiatives 2020 is already shown in the previous slide, like these things: natural energy, recycling energy, and energy saving. However, some challenging technologies are listed here for the initiatives. These are marine energy and carbon-free new fuels and smart town as a combination of new technologies. OTEC is a kind of marine energy, and it is already working in Kumejima, but higher efficiency is requested. Some other marine technologies are at the testing stage now. Some issues are left in the initiatives. We must consider gasoline for land transportation. Now, electrification of power unit of cars are already a big current in car industry. They try to change gasoline engine cars to electric vehicles and fuel cell vehicles. If electricity will be supplied by renewable energy, electric vehicles become carbon-free transport. Fuel cell vehicles consume hydrogen directly as the resource of power. It is also carbon-free if hydrogen will be supplied by renewable energy. One more issue is imported biomass. Biomass itself is carbon neutral, but if it is imported from other countries, natural environment of the product countries and long-distance transport should be considered from the aspect of life cycle carbon dioxide. Let me introduce advanced technologies. Okinawa Prefecture and Okinawa Electric Power Company completed 100% renewable electric energy supply in Hateruma-jima. It was the glorious result of the combination of retractable wind turbines and motor generator MGZ. That is an advanced technology of renewable energy and suitable for small islands. Okinawa has many small islands, and it is sometimes weak point of energy. However, it is advantage from the viewpoint of local resources and decentralization. Now I have to explain the revised initiatives of 2021. The biggest change from the 2020 is the quantitative target of hydrogen and ammonia. Hydrogen and ammonia are expected to be used as small part of mixed fuel in the existing coal plant of Okinawa Electric Power Company. Of course, it is on testing stage and the target value is only 1% and the resources of electric energy by 2030. Other targets are also raised higher level like this. Renewable energy ratio is 26% and the local energy resources is 6.9%. These target values are not based on the present technologies or plans. Great efforts are needed to achieve these targets by 2030. However, it is difficult or almost impossible to achieve carbon neutrality in 2050 with the existing technologies and 1% of hydrogen and ammonia. Therefore, CCS, carbon capture and storage, and CCUS, carbon capture, utilization, and storage, are expected as advanced new technology. However, there is no factory to produce hydrogen and ammonia in Okinawa, and suitable places for CCS or CCUS are not found yet in Okinawa either. We have to consider the carbon neutrality in 2050 and furthermore carbon negative. S plus 3 E's should be always respected as energy policies. Many things, especially transport system, will be electrified, not to use fossil fuel. There are some issues here. How to treat the local water-soluble natural gas. That was an important local energy resource in the previous energy plan. However, it is no more clean energy for carbon neutrality. My personal opinion is that the local gas should be utilized until hydrogen and ammonia are supplied stably. It will be also used as the resource of hydrogen and ammonia if the left carbon will be treated correctly after the product. Another issue is the product of hydrogen and ammonia. How much these new fuels are needed in Okinawa and how to get them? These are the big questions. Hydrogen and ammonia are categorized into 3 types: green, blue, and gray. We have to forecast and discuss the future energy, including these issues, to decide the investment. The target year of the investment is not 2030, but 2050 of carbon neutrality. Thank you very much for your visiting. If you have any questions and comments, please send me emails. Mahalo!